Hola Seekers, this is Kim, and in this pick a card, we are going to find out what does your spirit team or spirit guides think of the connection you are currently inquiring about, the one that you have on your mind. Now, I have already done the readings, and I will admit some of the readings were pretty intense. I was hoping for light-hearted messages, but Spirit did come through with some harsh truth for some of the groups. Just a heads up, you guys. For this reading, we are not only going to find out what your spirit guides or spirit team think of this connection, but we're also gonna let your spirit team come through and tell us a little bit more about why this connection came to be. What is the purpose of this connection? What are some of the lessons this connection is here to teach you? And then we will get a sneak peek from your spirit team in terms to the future of this connection. Now, when it comes to the future, remember that not everything is written in stone, so these are potential futures because you always have free will. And your choices and decisions, actions can always alter a future outcome. Okay, so do keep that in mind. And lastly, to wrap the reading, we are simply going to receive any last messages, advice, or guidance that Spirit has for you in regards to this connection. Now, I do want to note that this reading is for all and any type of connection, whether it be platonic, romantic, whether it be somebody that you are in a relationship with or were in a relationship with or are in separation. It might even be the case that you haven't met this person yet and you're asking more about a spiritual or even a psychic connection. These messages can apply to all or any of these type of connections. Okay, so we have 3 groups to choose from. Representing group 1, we have the blue message in a bottle. For group 2, we have the pink message in a bottle. And for group 3, we have the white message in a bottle. Okay, so as always, take as much time as necessary to choose your group. You can pause the video if you need to. And once you have chosen your group, then head on over to the comment section down below where the timestamps are provided to skip on over to your reading. Okay? So now that you have chosen, let's get right into it. Let's go! Hola Seekers who chose the blue message in a bottle, bienvenidos to your reading where we are going to find out what your spirit team or spirit guides think about the connection you are currently inquiring about, the one that you have on your mind. And I know we are all on different journeys, so this message applies for any type of connection. So whether you are currently in or were in a relationship with this person, whether you have met this person or not, whether you are simply inquiring about a spiritual or psychic connection, it all applies here. Okay, just wanted to make that clear. And just in case you happen to skip the intro, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how this reading is going to unfold. So as always, I will begin the reading with an intuitive message, and then I'm going to get right into the cards. And the first cards will let us know about what your spirit guides or spirit team think or feel about this connection. And then we're going to let your spirit team tell us what is the purpose of this connection, why it came about, what is it here to teach you. And then we're going to ask your spirit team to give us a sneak peek into the future in regards to this connection. And then to conclude the reading, we are simply going to receive any last messages, advice, or guidance that your spirit team has for you in regards to this connection. Okay? So now let's get into your reading. So as I connected with the energy of this group, I felt a swooping energy. Wait, let me better rephrase that. I felt an energy that was swooping down, and the first thing I saw in my mind's eyes were wings. So I'm thinking that one of the energies or entities that is coming through who is part of your spirit team is actually an angel. Now this can be a guardian angel or an archangel. It might vary and be different according to each one of you, but I'm definitely sensing an angelic presence for this group. And now we're going to see what message this angel or your spirit team has for you guys. So what I received intuitively was whisper of doubt. Hear me no more. We are here when you need us. When you need us, just call. So actually, these two messages here, whisper of doubt, hear me no more, I feel there are two separate messages. With whisper of doubt, I feel that is your spirit team letting you guys know that they know that you tend to doubt yourselves a lot, especially when you are starting to feel your most empowered. When you are starting to feel sure about yourself or sure about something, more specifically when you start feeling enthusiastic about something, this little voice of doubt starts whispering in your mind and starts confusing you and reeling you back into feelings of insecurity, feelings of fear, and thus it results in having you doubt yourself. And when you start listening to this little voice inside your head, that is when you stop listening to your spirit team, to your higher self, and to your own intuition. That is what I feel this message, Hear Me No More, is trying to convey. And I'm getting the sense that your spirit team wants you to start seeing this whisper of doubt as a third entity, something separate from you, not of you. And they hope that you seeing it this way, you can reclaim your power. Because what I feel they're trying to say is that everything that is not of you has no control over you. And thus you can begin discarding and disregarding that energy as of now. Because it is not of you. Thus it does not belong in your space. How I'm seeing it as is something that is external that is seeking attention from you. And your spirit team is saying, don't give them that attention because that's exactly what they want. You listening to that doubt, those insecurities, is giving that energy attention. And removing that attention from it, you take power away from it and you reclaim your power. Now, the other message I'm getting from Hear Me No More is that this is possibly coming from the higher self of the other person in this connection that you are inquiring about. This message might not resonate for everybody because I feel like this is referring to a psychic connection. So for example, having telepathic communication with this person, receiving messages from them through the dream space, or in your day-to-day through signs and synchronicities. It's more being psychically aware of this person, knowing what they are up to, knowing what they are thinking, knowing what they are feeling. And I feel what this message is trying to convey is that either you feel like you don't hear them anymore, or this person's higher self is aware that you are not really listening or paying attention to the messages that they are sending to you. If this is the case where you feel like you're not hearing from this person, you're not feeling this person as much or at all, and you're wondering about that, I feel one of the reasons why you're not picking up on them is not because they are not around you, or it's not because the connection has been broken. Rather, it is because you are either residing in the energy of doubt, and this doubt is blocking you. Or the other thing I'm getting is you have been too up in your head, worrying about, ruminating, and that has not allowed you to simply connect with self and be receptive to whatever messages want to come through. The other thing I'm getting is that you have been reasoning things out too much. You have been thinking too logically about what you have been experiencing. And thus you have been denying your experiences, downplaying them, or passing them up as simple coincidences. Yeah. Then we have, we are here when you need us. When you need us, just call. And I feel this is a message that is coming from that angelic being I was picking up on. Remember, I visualized them swooping down as soon as I began connecting with the energy of this group. So they just want you to know and make it very clear to you that they are here whenever you need them. all you need to do is call out to them. All you need to say is, I need your guidance, I need your assistance, I need your help, I need your protection. And they will swoop down to assist you with whatever it is that you need assistance on. And actually, the song that came through, I will place the title of the song here in the video, but it was the song that goes, I'm only one call away, I'll be there to save the day, Superman got nothing on me. Something like that. But they really wanted to emphasize that one line that says, Superman got nothing on me. And I want to make it clear that I do feel that this message came from this angelic presence that I am picking up on, but they are speaking for your spirit team as well. Your spirit team is, you guys is Superman. Okay, that was very cheesy. But now I'm going to move into the cards. These first two cards will let us know about how your spirit team or spirit guides feel about this connection you are inquiring of. And this is a new deck. I'm excited about this deck, so let's see how I work with her. But this deck is called the Heartspun Tarot, and I will be leaving all the information about this deck as well as all the other decks I am going to be using in this reading in the description box down below if you guys are interested to know more about them, okay? But we have the Three of Pentacles, and we also have the Temperance card. My intention was to pull out only one card for this part of the reading, but these two cards fell out together, so we will read them as so. So first and foremost, I would like to point out the animals that are showing up for you guys in the spread, which are the honeybee and the dove. So if you have been seeing honeybees or bees or doves a lot recently, this might be either a symbol of the connection you are asking about, meaning that whenever you see a honeybee or a dove, be it in real life, in imagery, in a dream, that might be Spirit's way of letting you know that whatever message is coming through there is in regards to this connection. Or this might be how the higher self of this person you are in a connection with shows up for you guys. Or this might be how your spirit guides let you know that they are near you, that they are around, by sending honeybees or doves your way. Even purple flowers is what I'm getting. Okay, so I notice we have a major arcana here, which is the Temperance card, which by the way is an awesome card to get, but the card that keeps grabbing my attention is actually this Three of Pentacles. Now, the Three of Pentacles denotes commitment, goals, working with others to achieve a goal, to create something. It speaks about collaboration. It also reminds me of meeting or interacting with people who have a shared or common goal, who have the same vision as you, the same aspirations, the same drive and passion. Now, honeybees, they work in community. They work for the betterment of the community. They are not selfish creatures. They do not have hidden agendas. Their intentions are pure and they're pretty much an open book. And of course, they all have one common goal, which is the betterment of the beehive. So what I feel your spirit team thinks about this connection is that they actually think this connection is good for you. They actually think it helps motivate you and inspire you, and it helps give you focus is the message I'm getting. It might be the case that when you met this person or after meeting this person, connecting with them, be it in person or simply be it energetically, a spark within you ignited. There was suddenly this urge for improvement is the word that I'm getting, but it is not to say that you were lacking in any way. What I'm getting is that all of a sudden there was an inspiration to want to learn more, to improve upon the skills that you already possessed, or to learn new skills. It was like there was this desire for more. Some of you might even have begun wanting to know about your so-called life purpose, or began wanting to search what you are passionate about, or if you already knew what you were passionate about, this was about you setting forth to pursue it. Because I keep getting the word classes, so some of you might have even been inspired to learn something new. Maybe this could be like learning a new language. Maybe it's the case where this person speaks a different language from you, is from another country, and so you felt inspired to possibly learn their language, learn more about their culture. And maybe this opened a door for you, made you realize that you are really good at learning languages, or that that's something that you're very interested in, or possibly that you're very interested in this person's culture. Or maybe this person works in a very specific field. Let's say this person is an artist, a musician, and you've always been interested in music, but you never really delved into it. And connecting with this person, seeing them being passionate about what they're doing, inspired you to learn more about music and maybe discover some skills or talents that you have in regards to that field. But what I'm getting most importantly is that this person simply inspired you to pursue something of your own and to want to get to know yourself more in regards to, this is the message I'm getting, what you're capable of. But I'm seeing it more as in regards to your skills, as in regards to your talents, your wisdom, your knowledge, your creativity. This connection helped you to reconnect and connect further with your creative energy. You might have felt inspired to create again, because for some of you, I'm feeling like it might be the case where you did start a project or you were pursuing something, but life happened and all of a sudden you lost motivation. Or maybe you came face to face with an obstacle or a challenge and you felt defeated by it. And meeting this person, getting to know this person or know about this person, you all of a sudden felt inspired to try again, to not give up on your dreams is what I'm getting. Because I feel like whoever you're inquiring about, they are a very passionate person. They are someone who is a go-getter. They are someone who, if they fall, they don't hesitate to get back up again after they have given themselves some time to recover from their wounds. They try again. They don't give up easily. And so your spirit team loves this energy because they're sort of like a drive, a motivation, a breath of fresh air for you. They are the inspiration for you to persevere as well, for you to also believe in yourself more. Because this person, I'm getting a lot of energy of inspiration. It's like you see this person achieving and you think, if they can, so can I. If they made it possible, then so can I make it possible. Because as you can see, they're all honeybees right here. What your spirit team is letting you know is what you see in them, you have in you. And so they are sort of a reflection of you. Whatever you admire in this person, you already have in you. But this is about rediscovering it. This is about you finally seeing it in yourself. And this person is sort of like the catalyst for that. Because what I'm also getting with this Three of Pentacles is that you are part of the same tribe. And then we do have the Temperance card here, which is, like I said, such a lovely card. It speaks about peace, it speaks about balance and harmony, as well as patience. But this Temperance card can often also speak about soulmates. It's an energy that describes harmonious relationships. And we do have the Two Cups showing up here, and we know that the Two of Cups card often denotes the energy of soulmates. And whenever I look at a white dove, it reminds me of unconditional love, of purity, of divine love. So for those of you who have been wondering, yes, this is a soulmate connection. This person is part of your soul family, your soul tribe. And just remember that soulmates don't always have to be romantic. They can be platonic relationships as well. Yet this is a soulmate connection. And that's why your spirit team, they are in full support of this connection. They feel that you two bring the best out of each other. You help each other establish balance and harmony within yourselves. Now, because I'm getting kind of this mirroring energy, this energy feels very reciprocated. So what I have mentioned as of now, it might be what you also offer to this person. So it's very mutual. There's not one person here who gives more than the other. And what I am getting is that you both help each other ground one another. Because the bees, I'm getting that buzzing energy. It can be pretty chaotic, pretty hectic. So some of you might actually deal with anxiety, even like ADHD. It's like your mind is always on a frenzy. You're always thinking about several things at once. You can tend to feel a bit jittery at times. What I'm getting is like the foot tapping or the bouncing of the knee. Never quite being still and finding it difficult to find that stillness. Which, by the way, your spirit team wants to let you know that there's nothing wrong with that. Because, the bees, they're always buzzing around. But, that's what they do. They're bees, and there's nothing wrong with them. But if that is resonating with you, I do feel like your spirit team wants you to know that they feel this connection is really good for you in that sense, because they help relax you. They help you center more in this peaceful energy. Ooh, remember I was getting that swooping energy? I feel like this dove just swooped into this scene to bring in the peace. And so this person knows how to calm you or how to help you feel calm. And again, if you haven't met this person or are in connection with this person, their energy alone helps you feel more calm and grounded. What I'm also getting with this Temperance card is that they help you rationalize things or help you see things more clearly, like give you perspective. Like I said, this might be them or this might be you helping them, but I feel like it's mutual. So it might be the case where you also help this person see from different points of view or see from a bird's eye points of view to find a solution much faster in regards to any problems that arise, or to help them make up their minds much easier, to help them make a decision. And what I'm getting with this Cups is that you bounce ideas off of each other so very well. It's the same energy as I was getting with this Three of Pentacles. You help inspire one another. So you might be each other's muses. You don't close each other off in terms of your creative ideas. And the other thing I'm getting is that you guys like to share your dreams with one another because you guys actually listen to one another. You don't feign interest. You're very interested about what this person has to share, what this person has to say. You're also very interested about your internal worlds, like what you are thinking. You want to get to know this person on a deeper level, and you kind of want to pick at their brains a bit because you find this person so interesting. Both find each other so very stimulating, like mentally, creatively, emotionally stimulating as well, is what I'm getting with this Temperance card. So when you share your ideas with one another, when you share your dreams, and I'm saying dreams in terms of like your goals and aspiration, but also your dreams, like when you go to sleep and you dream, like you ask further questions, you expand on it, you work with this person to try and interpret the dreams that they had last night. What could this mean? Or if they have any new creative idea, how you can make this idea into a reality, how you can kickstart this project that's been on the back of their minds or it's been on the back of your mind, and you support one another. You really want to see each other thriving. You really want to see each other growing. What I'm getting is that you're each other's number one supporters, and there's no sense of competition here, which is one of the things that your spirit team feels that this connection is very beneficial. Why? Is because you two might tend to be quite competitive, or you might tend to compare yourself with other people. But when it comes to this connection, there's none of that. What comes through is inspiration. And if there is ever a sense of envy, jealousy, if there's ever that competitiveness nature, or you start comparing yourself to one another, the Temperance card talks about alchemizing. It's kind of transmuting an energy into something else. And so what this connection helps you do is transmute that energy of envy into inspiration. Transmute that energy of competition into collaboration. And so if there is currently any of that, and not just in regards to this person, but just generally, if you tend to feel envious, jealous of others, if you tend to compare yourself to others or feel very insecure when you're next to other people who you find to be quite prosperous or quite advanced in their career, or you tend to idolize them in some way, this connection will help you see that you are just as important, that you are just as creative, just as beautiful, just as smart, that you also have something important and unique and significant to bring to the table, and that you also matter, and that there is no need for competition or comparison because you are also a honeybee, you know? All the other people that you admire, they are honeybees just like you. And so there's no difference, right? You are each unique in your own right, but at the end of the day, no one is more important than the other. And so that envy, that jealousy, that insecurity is going to start lessening as this connection grows stronger. And if that energy ever arises, I feel like this person does very well in kind of like letting you see from a new perspective or a different perspective that allows you to transmute that energy into something positive. And so every time you guys start doubting yourselves, you or this other person, you help each other get yourselves out of that doubting energy. You boost each other's confidence. And I do feel like your spirit team wants you to know that you will work very well with this person if you ever do decide to collaborate or work with each other on a project. And I'm getting a lot of that, like collaboration, working with each other, even studying with each other. You guys do very well to motivate one another. So for example, if you're preparing for an exam or a thesis, this other person will make sure that you're eating, will make sure to tend to other little things for you, like everyday chores that you need to get done so that you will focus solely on your studies. They will support you and motivate you in whatever it is that you want to pursue or do. And vice versa, you also do the same for this person. So I'm also getting a lot of like best friends, like partnership energy coming from this group. And because we do have the honeybees here, they remind me of safety and security of home. So you feel very safe with each other, and your spirit team loves that. Your spirit team loves that you are able to feel safe with somebody, and that somebody brings you that sense of security and safety, and that it's able to bring that energy out of you as well, where you are able to open yourself up to somebody in a vulnerable way to create that space of safety and security for someone else. So I do feel like your spirit team is giving a thumbs up when it comes to this connection. They find it very agreeable is the word I'm getting. They find it very beneficial, mutually beneficial. What I'm getting with this Temperance cards, more specifically with the dove, is that I feel it was divinely guided. Your spirit team actually worked, because I'm actually getting the sense that these are also your spirit guides coming through. They worked with each other and worked alongside the spirit team of this other person to help bring you guys together, or to help you guys connect energetically and to strengthen this connection, because they saw how you two would work so good together, how you two will help bring harmony or reestablish harmony into each other's internal world is what I'm getting. Your internal worlds. And I feel like energetically, like you two are very different, but your energies vibe very well. It's like the vibe that your energy emits is perfect for this person, because it's like the perfect cup of tea for them. The cup of tea that helps calm and soothe them down and get a good night's rest and sleep. And this person's energy emits the calmest vibe that helps you feel safe and secure. It's like your energies really help each other feel at home and safe. It's like your energies vibe so well with one another. So you just have to be in each other's presence and you immediately calm each other down. And your spirit teams realized this, and that's why they worked to get you two to connect and to come together. And I do feel like if you haven't already connected with this person in the physical 3D, it is going to happen. Your spirit team is really working hard to making this happen, because I do feel like there is a potential for you two to create something together. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the other cards, which will let us know what is the purpose of this connection. And for this part of the reading, I only have oracle cards, and 2 of these oracle cards fell out for you guys, which are 36, prosperity. The frequency of prosperity supports our feeling of well-being by allowing the inclusion of everything that makes our body, mind, heart, soul, and spirit sing. It invites us to express ourselves in joy and celebration of the abundance and riches that the universe provides. Okay? And we also have 14, communication. The frequency of communication supports our ability to exchange information in many different forms. It reminds us to run every piece of information, both incoming and outgoing, through our heart, the center of our truth, to stay in the flow of source and balanced exchange. And then we have the 3rd house, moon in Gemini, adaptability. Okay. So first of all, if you happen to have your moon in Gemini, this might serve as confirmation, or if the person you are inquiring of happens to have their moon in Gemini, this might also serve as confirmation, but if not, that is okay. Okay, so the first thing I'm noticing is that we have communication, and then we have the 3rd house, which deals with communication as well. So one of the things I'm seeing that this connection is here to help you with is in improving your communication. Most specifically is in helping you open or heal your throat chakra. And our throat chakra is about our truth, being able to speak our truth and speak up for ourselves. And it also deals with self-expression and our ability to communicate from the heart, being able to express what we feel. Not necessarily just verbally. So I do feel that one of the purpose of this connection is to help you better learn how to express yourself or express your feelings in some way. And one of these ways might be through some type of creative outlet. So it might be writing, painting, singing, through music, playing an instrument, songwriting. The list goes on and on. Because having the moon in Gemini, Gemini is an air sign, and the element of air rules the mental realm as well as communication. And the moon rules the emotional realm. So having these 2 energies together, I'm getting a bit of a frenzy energy. And the other thing I'm getting is that it's possible that some of you might tend to want to rationalize your emotions, want to reason them out, want to think logically about them instead of just feeling into them. And that often leads you to overthinking what you're feeling, or to kind of misconstrue your feelings is what I'm getting. Because what I'm also getting is that you guys are very quick-witted. And I feel like it's the same for this person. You are very intelligent individuals, very knowledgeable. It can even be being very knowledgeable about a specific subject. And so your mind is always spinning with ideas. You're always going back and forth in your head about several different things at once. And it's a very fast energy. And I feel like sometimes it's difficult for other people to keep up with you, to keep up with your way of thinking, or to even get your sense of humor is the other thing I'm getting. And because there's so many different things running through your mind at once, and you're trying to figure everything out at once, it's like your emotions are never really able to be felt at the moment, because like I said, you tend to want to rationalize them. And so instead of feeling them in your heart, you carry them up onto your headspace, and then you keep them there with the rest of your thoughts, and then they sort of get lost. And so at the end, you kind of even forget what you were feeling or what you felt in the moment. What is very beneficial about this connection is that this is an individual who can meet you at your level, meaning that they can hold a conversation with you. They can communicate very well with you. That's why I said you can bounce ideas off of each other. And it's very exciting for both of you because it's like you don't have to slow down for this person. Because I feel that might have been the case for you guys, where you felt like you needed to slow down or like dim your light or kind of minimize yourself in a way to be able to adapt. Because, we do have the key term adaptability here, to be able to adapt with others, because Gemini is a very adaptable energy. It sees its environment and it's able to adapt to it really quickly. And I feel that was the case in terms to your relationships, in terms to the people that you met. But there was no one who was able to meet you eye to eye or be able to or want to adapt to you, is what I'm getting. It's like you always had to be the one adapting. And when you meet this person, there's none of that. It's like you both easily adapt to one another, or it's because you don't even have to adapt. It's like you both get each other and click right from the get-go. And that's why I also feel like your spirit team loves this connection, loves this about this connection. And so one of the purpose of this connection is to help you open up more, because now there's no inhibition. Now there's no limitations. Now it's like what I'm getting is Elsa from Frozen, where she sings her big solo. Now it's time for her to see what she can do, because no one is stopping her. Because now she is free to be who she wants to be who she is. And this person allows you that space. And you also allow this person that space. And it's very exciting for both of you. And so when you communicate, because you're able to sense that you can be your most authentic self with this person without inhibition, you are able to communicate from the heart space, because our heart space deals with our authenticity. It's our purest form, our purest sense of self. And you are able to express with this person exactly how it is that you feel in your own way. And we do have the energy of prosperity here. And prosperity can be in regards to financial or material wealth or abundance. But the way that it is described in the guidebook, this card speaks about all forms of abundance. So prosperity in regards to all aspects of your life. And according to the guidebook, the word prosperity originates from the Latin word prosperus. Okay, I don't speak Latin, I'm sorry. Which means doing well. And so what I'm also getting from this energy is that anytime you start feeling anxious, anytime you start doubting yourself, this person helps remind you that all is well. And this connection is about that. And the one message I keep thinking about over and over is all is well. I am safe. All is well. I am safe. And so this connection helps bring a sense of safety, as we said. They might also help teach you how to cope, is the word that is coming through, but how to manage your anxiety. They might give you some tips. You might give each other some tips. It's like you find a support group in one another. And like I mentioned before, we do have the number 3 showing up here 3 times. So you two will help make each other quite prosperous, because there is this message of collaborating with one another, and of this collaboration, this project, whatever it is that you two will create together will be quite successful. So I am seeing prosperity in terms to like financial abundance. And the last message I'm getting is that this connection is here to enrich your life. Enrich it in all aspects. Like I said, this connection or this person is mentally stimulating, emotionally stimulating as well, and spiritually stimulating is also what I'm getting, because we do have the Temperance card here, and it's a very spiritual card, and I am getting this energy of the heart chakra here with this communication card. So there's like this heart chakra activation that occurs through this connection. Heart chakra, throat chakra, as well as third eye, because there's a lot of creative energy here. You guys help each other expand your minds, expand your worlds, expand your visions of the future, of your creative projects, of yourself. You help each other see yourselves in a new light, in a new perspective that is more favorable, that is more positive, and more inspiring for yourselves. Yeah, see what this message says? Prosperity supports our feeling of well-being. So I'm also getting that one of the other purposes of this connection is to help improve your mental well-being. You two help each other improve your mental well-being. I just noticed we have a dove showing up here once more. So doves or birds might be pretty significant for you guys. Okay, but now we're going to see what Spirit can tell us about the future of this connection. And we have the Six of Cups, number 3, the House, as well as the Star. Wow, these are two amazing cards, an amazing combination. So the Six of Cups is another card in the tarot that is often described as a soulmate card. So definitely, again, double confirmation that this is a soulmate connection. And we do have the House here, which is reminding me of a soul family. Like we mentioned already several times, this is someone that you feel at home with, someone that you feel safe with. With the House being here, this can be someone that you end up living with. Now, this might be you move in together as romantic partners, or you decide to become roommates. Some of you might even decide to start a family with this person. And it doesn't necessarily have to be, having children with this person. You can decide to adopt a pet and raise them together, or maybe a plant and raise them together. And that's your little unit, your little family. But I am getting living with this person. Now, do notice that we have the number 3 here. Once again, we have 3, 3, 3. We have 4 3s showing up here, so the number 3 might be pretty significant. You might see 3, 3, 3 a lot, and repeated 3s might be another sign of this connection. So whenever you see it, pay close attention to whatever is coming through, because whatever message is coming through whenever you see this repeated number is in regards to this connection. Now, the Star denotes an energy of hope, faith, creativity, as well as inspiration. The same message keeps being repeated here. You two inspire each other. The number 6 is a very reciprocal energy. It's very mutual. It denotes balance. What I'm getting with the Six of Cups and the Star is that in the future, you two will see each other as the star. You will be each other's muse. Whenever you feel down, you will seek this person to help you lift your mood back up. You inspire hope in one another, and you look up to each other is the other thing I'm getting. So with this energy, it's like you are never without when you are with this person. And again, we have these 2 cups. What I'm getting is that in the future, you two will be so in sync with each other, and your energies will be so aligned that when one of you is feeling down, it's not so much that you will be feeling down as well. On the contrary, because you balance each other out, the other one is going to be feeling a bit higher. And this is so the one that is feeling higher can lift the one who is feeling lower back up. And this can change, right? And this can manifest in several ways. So for example, let's say if one of you is not doing financially well or is not doing well in their career, the other person will. And so the person that is can support the person that isn't, open doors of opportunity for them, maybe help them network, give them the financial support. Or for example, let's say you are doing well mentally and emotionally, and when this other person isn't, you can be the support or you can be the rock for this person. So there's always this a balance. One day this can be the other person, another day this can be you. One of you is always grounded to be able to help support the other or help ground the other person in this connection, which is pretty nice. And which is why I'm getting that energy of never being without. In this connection, you are never without. And because we do have the soulmates card here, we do have the star, it might be that you two are from the same star family, and you might discover this in the future, because I feel like your psychic abilities are going to heighten as this connection strengthens over time. So in the future, you two will have a stronger telepathic connection. That's why we have the communication card. So much communication energy here, because you will be able to communicate telepathically with each other without delay, without much trouble. You might even be able to hear each other's thoughts, which might be pretty scary for some of you, but it's like you guys will know how to handle this ability very, very well. And even when you're at a distance from each other, it's not going to feel like a separation, because your energies are going to be so aligned with each other, going to be so connected, that it's like distance itself cannot separate you two. But the other message I was getting with these two cards is that in the future, I feel like you two will often meet each other in the astral realm, and you will remember these meetings very vividly when you wake up. Some of you might even be able to lucid dream by this point, if you don't already. What I'm getting mostly from these two cards is that in the future, this connection is going to be stronger energetically and spiritually. And one of you, if not both of you, you are going to understand why this connection came to be. You're going to understand that this connection was divinely guided, and you're going to be very well aware of your spiritual connection to each other. Both of you. This is where both of you are awake to this connection. For this Six of Cups, the house, we have the house denotes success in all ventures. We did have the energy of prosperity here, as well as this Three of Pentacles. So again, anything that you two decide to work on, collaborate, it's gonna be big. It's gonna do very well. It's going to be successful. Some of you might even be creating a company together, a business together, and it's gonna do very, 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 very well. So it's going to prosper for a very long time. Whatever it is that you guys create, it's for the good of all. Like, it's meant to help a lot of people. It's not just for the self, for you guys, but it's also to help inspire other people, to help other people reclaim their own power, to help other people feel inspired by themselves, to help them pursue their own dreams, to restore faith and hope in them. Some of you might even be helping communities, helping the environment, deciding to do volunteer work or charitable work. Open a center, a recreation center, or just a home for the people. Might be for the elderly, might be for people in need, might even be for people who are dealing with maybe anxiety or just need some type of support. It's like in the future, you guys work together to extend support to others. And because we do have the house, it might even be that for some of you in the future, you might decide to buy, rent, or build a cabin or a physical, safe space or place just for both of you, where you can both create, or a space where you can meet up. It's like it will be your little haven, your secret place. Your home far away from home is what I'm getting. Because the other message I'm getting with this Six of Cups and the Star card, and this might only resonate with a few of you, is that one, if not both of you, will be quite known in the future. Might be a public figure, have a huge following, might be in the public eye. I'm even getting a celebrity. And with this many eyes on them, or you, or both of you, there is that need for privacy. And so I feel like that's what this house represents, where you create this space where you can both be with one another in privacy, or it can simply denote that you are each other's safe haven. Yeah, but I am getting a lot of energy of success, recognition, possibly even fame. Again, this message might only apply for very few of you. Yes, but now I'm going to move into any last messages that your spirit team has in regards to this connection. And we have procrastination simply means you are not energetically ready. Don't push. You will get what you need done when you are ready, and it will be effortless. And to clarify, we have the divine, and this card fell out horizontally. When cards fall out in this direction, it for me denotes the foundation where the overall energy is grounded on. And so with the divine being here, with the star card being here, with the temperance card being here, do I have to repeat it once more? This connection was divinely sent. Yes, your spirit team supports this connection through and through. They are happy about this connection. They are quite content. Like I said, I do feel like they themselves worked very hard to bring this connection about, and they are working very hard to make it happen in the 3D for you guys if it hasn't happened already. If it hasn't manifested yet, your spirit team wants you to know, please do not become frustrated at the pace of things, because it is going to happen. I sense it most strongly through this message here. You will get what you need done when you are ready, and it will be effortless. And the divine often reminds me of divine timing. So there is a lot of divine timing here at play. And it's because you have to remember there's two people in this connection, right? So we also have to be considerate of the other person and their own journey. So please be patient, because this is unfolding as it should. Nothing is amiss here. Everything is in perfect order. Your spirit team just wants you to know that. And they also want you to know that it never really helps to force anything. It only just causes frustration and to block yourself creatively. So if you don't feel like doing something, if it's not coming to you, then that's okay. Let it be. It will come to you when it needs to. So there's no need to force. And I feel the need to mention that there is this idea that in order to manifest something, we need to be constantly thinking about it. And if we stop thinking about it, or stop thinking positively about it, we hinder the manifestation or we block it. And spirit wants you to know that it's not true. You don't have to be constantly thinking about something in order to manifest it. You can relax. You can relax. You can think about something else. And if you ever think negatively about something, or you lose hope in regards to it, spirit is letting you know that it's not going to hinder your manifestation. The seed for this has already been planted. So this is going to blossom at some point. The only thing that the negative thinking affects is your mood, your state of being. And that does not allow you to really be in the present moment and to really connect, with this connection or with this person in all its truest forms. Because remember, this is also a spiritual connection. So you could already be in contact with this person if you wanted to. It's just that when we get up in our headspace, that's when we cut the communication. So don't worry too much about it, is the message I'm getting from them. Don't worry too much about it. You can let it be. You can let it go. We're taking care of it. Okay? And then I have two last messages for you guys. These are cards. These are homemade cards that contain quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. And we have, there's some stuff about me that I've been ignoring for a long time. I'm afraid of that stuff, but it's part of who I am. And then we have, you're a beautiful flower and I love to watch you grow. Okay? And I feel like these are messages coming from the higher self. of the other person in this connection, because I'm noticing that these are quotes from the same character. So this person might be going through some healing, might be doing some shadow work, and that might also be your case. So remember, be patient, because they are also going through some stuff, and they also need to heal some stuff and become aware of some stuff. So be patient with how things are unfolding. Be considerate of the other person, because they will also be considerate of you and your own journey. You are both growing. Don't push or force each other, but support one another. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola seekers who chose the pink message in a bottle, bienvenidos to your reading, where we're going to find out what does your spirit team or spirit guides think of the connection you are currently inquiring about, the one that you have on your mind. Now, I am aware that we are all on different journeys, so we can be asking about different types of connection. So whether you are currently in a relationship with this person, were at some point, are in separation, or have never met this person or know who this person is. So if you're asking more about a psychic or spiritual connection, these messages can still apply to you. Okay, I just wanted to get that out there just in case you were wondering. But now I would like to give you a quick rundown of how this reading is going to unfold. So I will begin with an intuitive message, and then I will move right into the cards. And the first card that I will show you will let us know what your spirit team or spirit guides think of this connection. And then we're going to let your spirit guides give us a little bit more information in regards to what is the purpose of this connection. What are some of the possible lessons you will be learning through this connection? And then we're going to get a sneak peek from Spirit on what the future holds in regards to this connection. And to finish the reading off, we are simply going to receive any last messages, advice, or guidance that your spirit team has for you in regards to this connection. Okay, so now let's get into your reading. Okay, so I just heard a loud ringing in my left ear. I don't know if that might be of some significance to some of you guys, but yeah. So as I connected with the energy of this group, I did receive a visual, and that was of something being folded, as if it were being put away. And it kind of also reminded me of shutters being closed. So I get this feeling that some of you are lacking clarity at this moment, or you might feel like your third eye is being blocked at this moment. There is this lack of vision, like something doesn't want you to see what is really going on, or it might even be the case that you yourself don't want to see the reality of a situation. The other message I got from this visual was putting away something. It was as if Spirit was letting you know it's time to put this away. It's time to put it to rest, let it be. It very much felt like tidying something up, but with a resolved mentality. You're not regretting putting this away. You have made up your mind about it, and you're at peace with the fact that it's time to move on to something else, or it's time to set this aside or put this away. Okay, but I am going to now deliver the messages that came through for you guys from your spirit team, which are: forgetting is remembering. We are here to protect. Life is too short to live it in anguish. Be the best for yourself and then for the world. With this message, we are here to protect. When it came through, it felt like it was coming through from your spirit team. And they really, really wanted you to know that they are here to protect you. Whenever you feel you need that protection through guidance, they want you to know that you can call upon them, and they will be here to protect you or to give you that guidance. it just felt urgent, like they really, really wanted you to know that you are protected and that you deserve to be protected. And with this message, forgetting is remembering. What I felt when it came through was, as your mind becomes clear, you are better able to remember how things went down. As time goes by, or as you allow yourself to forget, to move on, to think more clearly, you are able to take off the rose-tinted lenses. You are better able to recall certain events or the past and are better able to get much clarity from what actually went on. And the second interpretation I'm getting from this message is, as you move further away from this, which is bringing you a lot of confusion, maybe even doubt, you will be better able to start remembering who you are and start reclaiming your power and reconnecting with your confidence, remembering your worth, feeling more empowered is what I'm getting. Okay, but now I'm going to move into the cards. So we will start off with a card from the Heart Spun Tarot deck, which will let us know what is it that your spirit team or spirit guides think of this connection that you are currently inquiring about. And we have the Ace of Wands, and it actually fell out in horizontal. Now, when cards fall out in this direction, I either take them as denoting the foundation of where the overall energy is grounded on, or it can denote an energy of stagnancy or even blockage. Now, the Ace of Wands, when it is upright, it denotes new beginnings in passion, creative ideas, creative projects. The Ace of Wands also often denotes a creative spark. So there is this energy of excitement, of enthusiasm. It is a very invigorating energy. But this card is in horizontal. And so what I'm getting is that what once began as something very fiery, very passionate, very hot, has now over time turned a bit cold or tepid. So what I'm getting from your spirit team is that this connection did have a purpose and it has served its purpose. So in other words, this connection wasn't one that was meant to last for a really long time, at least not in the way that you expected it to. Your spirit team does feel and think that this connection did serve to bring something positive into your life. It did help to inspire something in you or to awaken something in you. And it was to awaken this passion. It could be a passion for life. It can be a passion for a subject. It can be a passion for a project. It can even be a passion for wanting to get to know yourself more, wanting to take better care of yourself, wanting to put yourself first for the first time. And so your spirit team is quite appreciative of this connection for this reason. This connection came here to help remind you and reconnect you with your own magic. Because this is really and truly reminding me of a wand, especially the ones that come out in the Harry Potter movies. And it's like, you guys are very spiritually talented. Even if it's not in the esoteric or spiritual arts, you guys are extremely talented. You are creators. You are creative people. And I do feel it has to do in terms to the practical arts, like painting, drawing, singing, dancing, music, all that jazz. But creativity simply is about allowing yourself to be imaginative, be open-minded, be ingenuitive, and be expressive through your skills, your abilities, your own talents. And you guys are talented. You guys have special abilities. But it's like at some point you forgot about them, or you never really connected with them. You never really were interested in them, or interested to know more about them, or interested in practicing them, exercising them. And it's funny because in the traditional tarot deck, the wands are usually presented by a hand. They're being offered by a hand, the hand of the universe. But here we have a wand floating in midair, and it's like this wand is waiting for you to grab it, for you to claim it. And again, I'm being reminded of Harry Potter. The wand chooses the wizard, and this wand has chosen you. And wands help us channel our energy, help focus and channel our magic. So maybe it's the case where you guys were lacking focus. You had all the passion, but you were lacking focus. Or you had the focus, but you were lacking the passion. And this connection came to bring one of those into your life. But what I'm getting with the Ace of Wands being in horizontal, it's possible that some of you started to become more focused on the connection itself, on the other person, rather than what the connection was here to offer you, was here to teach you or to show you. And so instead of focusing on this wand over here, you set off to discover all the lands and the castle that we see here in the background. You kind of got distracted by the view than what was being offered to you. And as you can see, part of the scenery are these clouds over here. And clouds remind me of a lack of clarity, of fogginess. They also remind me of storms. And so I feel like you got so caught up at the scenery, in the connection, or in the other person, and what you expected of it, that you got caught up in a storm. Because like I said, it's like this connection, it came here, but it was meant to be here only for a moment, only to offer you this. Because Spirit knew that if you stayed longer, you would eventually experience this storm. And so Spirit didn't want that for you. They just wanted for you to take this wand, to take this energy here, this offer. I'm not sensing that your spirit team is saying this connection is bad or is not good for you. It's just this message keeps coming through that this connection wasn't meant to stretch out as long as you wanted it to, or wasn't meant to unfold in the way that you were expecting it to. And so what they recommend for those of you who have not yet met this person, but this message is kind of resonating with you, is that when this connection is formed, does arrive, when you do connect with this person and you feel this person inspires you to start a project, or maybe inspires an idea for something, or helps you gain clarity on something, or helps you gain focus, gain momentum, determination, motivation to actually pursue that thing you always wanted to pursue, or to actually get started on that project that you've been putting on hold, or even inspires you to finally say out loud that dream, that passion that you always kept secret or hidden because you thought it was unimportant, because you maybe felt that it was too late or that it no longer mattered. When this energy, when this person does come in, take it as it comes. Don't get too carried away by idealizing it too much, by creating false expectations. See what is being shown to you, because what I'm getting from Spirit is that this connection was never false. When it came in, this connection was showing itself to you in its truest form. It is when you started diving deeper into it, wanting to find more meaning to it that possibly wasn't there, that things started to get a little more confusing. And so the other message I'm getting is that the more you hold on to this connection, the longer you will prolong this feeling of confusion. Because remember that when the cards fall out in horizontal, it can denote, at least for me, a stagnant energy. And so I do feel like some of you right now might be feeling a creative blockage or might be feeling a lack of motivation. It's like when this started off, you were feeling very inspired, very passionate. But as time went on and this connection began to be stretched out for a longer period of time, you began losing that motivation and that inspiration. Because this sort of feels like an instant energy where you reap the most out of it in the moment. Not meant to be stretched out, because the more you stretch it out, the more it thins out. The energy weakens. And so if it is the case that you feel you are kind of holding on to something, holding on to this connection, but it's tiring you, it's stressing you out more, it's creating more suffering, more pain, more doubt, Spirit is recommending to let go of it, because this is only holding you back. Holding on to this is holding you back. And that wasn't the point of this connection. What I'm getting is the beauty was at the beginning. For those of you who are in connection with this person or possibly in separation and you're waiting for a reunion, Spirit is recommending, and I know it's going to sound a bit harsh, but they advise that it's better to let go of this connection, because waiting for this has been only holding you back. And what this connection was meant to bring about was the reconnection with yourself, with your passions, with your journey. And waiting on this connection or waiting for this person, all that is causing is for you to be focused on something that is external from you. And that's not the point. And so if that is the case, then your spirit team does not see this connection as something beneficial. They will actually encourage you to let go of this. And as you do, you are going to see or begin to realize what the true blessings of this connection was and what positives it actually left you with, because it did bring something positive into your life. But it might be that at this moment you're not seeing that because you're caught up in something else, because you're waiting for something else that this connection was never meant to bring in the first place, was never meant to offer you in the first place. Yes, so for those of you who have not met this person yet or are barely forming this connection, Spirit is advising, take it as it goes. Let this connection show you what it's bringing in for you, and don't get too ahead of yourself where you're jumping 10 steps ahead without really seeing where you're going to land. Okay, just to be blunt, what I'm getting from this card is that it's possible when this connection started, there was this immediate expectation of this developing into a romantic connection, or this being your forever person, or this being the person who was going to be the one, or something like that. And this wasn't the case. This wasn't meant to be that. It could very much well be that this person was just meant to be an acquaintance, was just meant to be a friend, or just someone who gave you some really great advice or just inspired an idea, something in you. And I can understand why one would anticipate this out of this energy or connection, because the Ace of Wands is giving me a very attractive energy. This person or this connection might have been kind of like your ideal type, might look like exactly what you have been trying to manifest, might have felt like what you were expecting to manifest in terms to a romantic partnership or something of that sort. And so when it came in, you might have felt like, oh, this is it. But that's why Spirit is asking you to pace yourself and to let this show you what it is, because it might look good on paper, it might look good at first sight, but as you get to know it a little better, you're going to start realizing and seeing it for what it is, and you're going to see that, oh, this is not exactly what I have been trying to call in terms to a romantic partnership or whatever connection you were trying to manifest for yourself. Okay, so just patience. But now we're going to see what is or was the purpose of this connection. So 2 oracle cards fell out for you guys, and we have the crown chakra number 7, the frequency of the crown chakra, the violet flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. And then we have 13, coherence. The frequency of coherence supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. And lastly, we have the 8th house, Jupiter in Scorpio, manipulation. So the first thing I'm noticing is the number 13 here, as well as this 8th house. The 8th house, as well as Scorpio energy, deals with transformation. It's a death and rebirth type of energy. And the number 13 is reminding me of the 13th card in the tarot deck, which is the death card, which is also about transformation and rebirth. I believe the death card also denotes Scorpio energy. But there is this energy here of letting go of the old in order to embrace the new. So there is an energy of endings in order to call in new beginnings. So whenever the death energy comes out, it reminds me of something quick, of something that is meant to come in passing in order to allow change into your life. So I do feel that the purpose of this connection was to kind of show up as a catalyst, but also be that push that allowed for change to happen. Now, transformation comes through in various ways. It can come through as a tower moment, where our foundations are shaken up, where all that which we thought was stable falls apart to show us that it wasn't stable in the first place. Or transformation can come through an Ace of Wands upright type of energy, where it comes through inspiration, it comes through excitement, through inspired action. And I feel like at the end, this connection came through in both of these ways. It came through first as an inspiration, where you yourself actively chose to make a change in your life. And then currently it's coming through as this type of tower moment, where it feels like it's forcefully tearing off the blindfold from your eyes, revealing the light to you, which can be pretty offensive to the eyes that have been in the dark for so long, or simply removing the illusion that you have been holding onto to show you the reality of a situation. Because with this manipulation energy, it's giving me that vibe of something being illusory. Now, the energy of coherence, as described by the guidebook of this deck, is a state in which the mind and the heart harmoniously flow together. When our mind and our heart come together in perfect unison. Now, I'm noticing that we have the crown chakra here, which is our 7th chakra. And the crown chakra deals with our connection with the divine, with our higher self, with our truth. But it's also reminding me of the mental realm. So I do feel like this connection came in to help you get in touch with your inner truth, to help you get in touch with your intuition, with your inner wisdom, to show you that you hold the power within, and to show you how to use that power, how to use it for the betterment of yourself and how to use it for the betterment of this world. To not use it selfishly or for selfish reasons. And to also not allow others to use you for selfish reasons or to manipulate you. Because I do feel like for some of you, up until now, you have given your power away. You have given away your authority, where maybe you have placed too much importance on other people's opinions, where you have placed too much importance on external factors, things that are out of your control, and thus it made you feel like you yourself had no control over your own life. And what this connection came in to show you is that no one has control over your life but you. And that yes, there are some things that are out of our control and are meant to be out of our control. For example, the way someone else feels. Because with this manipulation card, yes, it's true. We can very well manipulate another person's feelings and emotions. That's not something we want to do, because by doing that, we tell the universe, I don't feel secure within myself. I don't feel confident within myself to simply allow things to be. I'm too afraid that I have to manipulate the situation, because otherwise I feel I will lose. And this is pretty much a lack mentality, because the universe, your spirit team, wants you to know that you are ever abundant, that you are never in lack, that you only feel in lack when you hold on to things that make you feel in lack. So that's why I'm seeing this connection with the mind and the heart. Our heart speaks our truth. It is our inner wisdom. It is our intuition. Our mental realm, our logical thinking, is more of our survival mode. It's what we have learned thus far in this 3D world, from society, from what other people have projected onto us. And so when we are living from our mental space, solely from our mental space, we become disconnected from our heart space, and we can often become ruled by fear. But if we allow our heart to connect with our mind, there is a better balance between our intuition and our logical thinking, right? Because it's also not good to just completely disregard our logic, because our logic is here to help us thrive, to help us survive. And so it's good to have a nice balance between both. And so this connection came here to help you activate your heart space and also help you activate your crown chakra, where now you are receiving wisdom from your higher self, where now you are being open to divine wisdom and are being more open-minded about your life and yourself and what awaits you in the future. Because with this Ace of Wands being in horizontal, I'm getting this energy of narrow vision, of being focused on only one thing and believing that there's only one way of doing things and that there's only one outcome. And if it doesn't turn out the way that you said it should, then it means that it has all gone to shit. But your spirit team is wanting you to know that's not the case. There's not only one way, there's multiple ways to get to the same outcome, and sometimes there's multiple outcomes that give you the same result. For example, that emotional fulfillment or spiritual fulfillment that you have been wanting. The other message I'm getting is that this connection came through to teach you what is it that you're truly desiring in a connection. What is it that you truly want? It's not so much about thinking it through logically. For example, if you're manifesting a home for yourself, it's not simply thinking about, I want my house to be blue and to have white shutters and to have a balcony and a front porch and 3 bedrooms. But it's rather also putting your feelings and emotions into it, seeing, okay, that's how you want it to look, but how do you want to feel in your home? What ambience do you want to create? Do you want to feel safe within your house? Do you want it to be a warm and cozy environment? Do you want it to be inviting? How do you want to feel in this space that you're wanting to create for yourself? And this is learning that the power of the mind and the power of your heart, when they work together, they can help you manifest great things and can help you manifest that which is in true alignment with your heart's desires, with your soul. So it's the same with connections. Don't just look at it at a superficial level, but also think about how you want to feel in this connection. What is it that you want to get out of this connection emotionally, spiritually? That will help you get more in alignment with that which is truly of you. Because sometimes we think we know what we want, we think it, but it's just at a superficial level. It's just how it looks like. But once we connect with it, we realize that we don't really connect with it, that it's not really what we wanted. And it's because we didn't manifest it from our heart space. We were thinking it more mentally, more superficially is what I'm getting. The other thing I'm getting is that this person also helped awaken spiritual gifts within you, helped activate your crown chakra, because Jupiter in Scorpio can denote someone who is interested in the occult or the spiritual arts. But what I'm getting is this energy denotes someone who has this knowing of things. And with this crown chakra over here, I feel like some of you have the claircognizance ability where you just know stuff. So if you meet someone new or even someone that you already know, you might know something about them, a secret that they never even mentioned to you or to anyone. And sometimes this might be a bit uncomfortable because you just might get information that pops up in your mind. This knowing of things that you don't know where it's coming from and it feels too personal. But that is one of your abilities. And because of this, some of you might be very interested in like psychology or counseling, or you might be very good at giving advice or counseling people. People might often look to you for advice. People who have problems or issues or going through something tough, maybe even doing some shadow work, might gravitate towards you because you do have this aura to you where you are able to see the pain in others, where you are able to truly see a person and what they're going through. And sometimes people crave that light. It's like you guys are the light that beams down into the darkness to bring about clarity. And people are unconsciously drawn to that, like moth to a flame. And so this might be one of your abilities, one of your talents that this connection inspires. Your ability to help people, your ability to empathize with people, or at least understand the pain and suffering of others or what they're going through, or be able to connect with the minds of other people and understand them at a very deep level and help others gain clarity where they themselves couldn't. Because I'm getting a lot of the mind. Like you guys really know how to work with the psyche, really know how to deal with people's minds. You have a knack for that. So this is a power that you have. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility. So Spirit is first and foremost saying, take care of your well-being first. Look out for yourself first. Make yourself a priority. Once you have done that, once you feel you are centered, grounded, once you feel you are more confident in yourself, then you can set out to help others. But first, find your support system. And we're not saying you have to be completely healed, because I don't even know what that means. It's just like, find your support system. Find your foundation first. Become clear on your goals, your mentalities, your beliefs, on who it is that you are. Become more clear on that. And once you have done that, then you can, set out to help others, because I am getting another message of boundaries here. Some of you through this connection will learn what boundaries are, how to set your boundaries, and how to respect them. Last message, through this connection, you will learn how to embrace change and transformation. You will learn to see the beauty of it and what it has to offer. But now we're going to get a sneak peek from Spirit and see the future of this connection. So we have the Queen of Pentacles, number 12, the children. And we have the Queen of Wands. Okay, so we have two queens here. And so I'm actually seeing these queens as representing each one of you, which is letting me know that the two people in this connection, you and this other person, will be on your own respective journeys. So I'm not seeing you two being together in the future. I'm seeing you actually going your separate ways, or having already gone your separate ways and walking on your own paths. And it's kind of cool because it's like you both discovered what you were passionate about right after this connection or through this connection. And you immediately set off to pursue your own independent passions. You each decided to pursue your own independent lives. And queens are a very powerful energy. Queens know exactly what they want. They know what their goals are. They know what their aim is. They know who they are. And they are empowered by that knowledge. And so both of you are coming through in such an empowering energy. Both of you know exactly who you are and what you want and what you aim to pursue or to achieve in your respective journeys. And notice we have a queen and a queen. And so this has nothing to do with gender, by the way. This is simply an energy, and it's denoting feminine energy. We all have both feminine and masculine energy within us. And we have feminine and feminine energy here. And so this is not counterpart energy. And so what I'm getting is that these energies were not meant to be counterparts. They were meant to be mere reflections of one another, to kind of remind each other, hey, you're a queen. Hey, you are also a queen. And to boost each other up. This connection was meant to empower. It was meant to reconnect you with your power, with your prowess. That's why I feel it was like so instant, because it was in the moment. It's like the match that sparks the flame. I don't know. It's sometimes like I'm even getting, this was sort of meant to be like the person that you see in an ad or maybe in a movie or in a documentary, that it's kind of like your role model that inspires you, that kind of motivates you to do something positive in your life. That's the energy I'm getting. It's like no real connection is formed, but there is a kind of spark there. So with this Queen of Pentacles, this is someone who is grounded, someone who is quite wealthy and successful, someone who is practical, down to earth, quite organized. It kind of reminds me of Virgo energy, someone who is detail orientated, very on their toes, and it's giving me a very motherly and nurturing energy with the children here. So one of you might decide to actually work with children or to dedicate most of your time and energy to your children, or decide to become a parent. And remember, whatever decisions you both make through this, you are quite at peace with it, because that was the purpose of this connection, for you guys to make a decision, for you guys to pursue something with a sense of peace, where you're like, yes, this is what I love, this is what I want to do, and I'm not ashamed about it. Then with the Queen of Wands here, we have, this is a very passionate energy, someone who likes to take charge, is very energetic, who is quite witty, independent, very confident in themselves, outgoing. If you're not this Queen of Pentacles, you might be this Queen of Wands, where you decide to be the voice, where you decide to possibly be an activist or support a group or support a cause, or maybe even become a spokesperson is what I'm getting. I am getting this energy of empowerment here as well, where you are no longer letting others silence you, or you are no longer silencing your voice. You're deciding to speak up. You're deciding to fight for your rights. You're deciding to stand up for yourself. You're deciding that it's time to be seen in the way that you want to be seen. The Queen of Wands also speaks about someone who is highly creative, who possibly might be the leader in a creative project or is a creator. So some of you might even be activists through your creations or express yourself through your creations. What I'm getting from this Queen of Wands is possibly a musician, a stage performer even. And this Queen of Pentacles can actually be someone who owns a business, has a self-made business, is an entrepreneur, and can also be a philanthropist. So I feel like both of you are actually helping the community in some way through whatever it is that you do, or might decide to do that as apart from your full-time job or your main job or your career. Yeah, so I don't really see your paths crossing in the future. I feel you both will be very much involved in your own things and not thinking so much about this connection anymore. And if you are, you're only thinking about what it actually taught you and what are the positives that it actually brought into your life. Yeah, okay, but now we're going to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit in regards to this connection. And we have knowing what you don't want helps you find out what you do want. Spend more time focusing on what you want and watch your belief grow and desires come. And then we have a Dreamer. This card also fell out horizontally. And I'm gonna flip this card over at the very end. With this Dreamer card being in horizontal, I feel this is letting us know that it's time to stop just simply dreaming, and it's time to start taking action in terms to your dreams and your goals, and to start believing in yourself to make your dreams a reality, because you are the creator of your life. And it's really time for you guys to start believing in that, to take that power back for yourselves. And I'm noticing how this person on this canoe is so tall, like their legs are so long that if this person were to move, I feel they would be pretty unstable, pretty wobbly. And they're so tall that they literally have their head up in the clouds. And clouds remind me of that mental realm. It's about being up in our head too much. So when we are up in our head too much, we can't really see things clearly. You know, this person is literally being clouded by the clouds. So ground yourself a little bit more. Center yourself a little bit more in the reality, in the present, so that you will be able to see more clearly, and so that you will be able to work with what you have right now, instead of seeing too farther off into the future and just simply dreaming about the day that you get to that horizon. No, it's time to start seeing where you are right now and start working from where you are right now, so that you can get to where exactly you want to be, is what I'm getting with this Dreamer card in horizontal. And with this message, knowing what you don't want helps you find out what you do want. It was pretty much what we were mentioning before. This connection comes in to it's gonna sound harsh, but give you a reality check. Show you that sometimes what we think we want is not exactly what we want. And so it helps to know what we don't want, so that we can get clearer on what we do want. I don't know why this message came through. I don't know if it's appropriate, but okay, I'm gonna say it. Sometimes we need to kiss a few frogs before we find our prince, so that we can tell a frog from a prince. I don't know, that's the message that came through. And spend more time on focusing that which inspires you, which brings you happiness, which motivates you, so that your belief in that future you want to create for yourself grows and grows. Remember, we were getting that energy of focus here. When we start focusing our attention and our energy in lack, in that which is out of our control, we're going to feel like our fate, our destiny, our own lives is not in our hands, and that is not the case. So focus on that which you can control now. Focus on that which you can work with right now, so that you can start feeling more empowered, and you can start realizing that you can create right now, where you are right now, with what you do have right now, and you can build up from there. And the last message is from this card, which is actually a homemade card that contains quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. And we have, air. I've been trapped in that bubble for so long, I've forgotten who I am. But now I'm finally home. You guys are finally popping the bubble. You're finally setting yourself free. This is what this connection came here to help you do, to set yourself free, to show you that you no longer have to feel trapped. You can shatter the illusions right now, because this is making me feel someone who is limiting themselves, someone who doesn't feel like they can go further or do more or be more, or like we already said, take control of their own lives, their own destiny. So this is about rediscovering yourself, rediscovering and reconnecting with your power, with your sense of self. Okay, but those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity. If it did, then please leave a like or a comment. And if you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Oh, and thank you so much for all of you who have been patient enough to watch the ads. That is a simple and wonderful way to support my channel. So muchas gracias. And yeah, until the next moment, bye-bye. Hola seekers who chose the white message in a bottle, bienvenidos to your reading, where we are going to find out what is it that your spirit guides or spirit team think of the connection that you are currently inquiring about, the one that you have on your mind. Now, I know that we are all on different journeys, so this reading does apply to any and all types of connections. So whether it be romantic or platonic, whether it is someone that you are currently in a relationship with, or were in a relationship with, or are currently in separation, or it might even be the case where you have not met this person yet, do not know who they are, thus you are asking more about a spiritual or a psychic connection. These messages can apply to any of these situations or type of connections. So I will just ask of you to fit the messages according to your situation, if you do feel they resonate. Okay, but now I'm going to give you a quick rundown of how this reading is going to unfold. So I will begin with an intuitive message, and then I'm going to dive right into the cards. And the first card we are going to look at will let us know how is it that your spirit team or spirit guides feel about this connection. And then we are going to allow spirit to tell us what is the purpose of this connection. What lessons is this connection meant to teach you? And then hopefully your spirit guides or spirit team will give us a sneak peek into the future of this connection. And to wrap up the reading, we are going to get any last messages, advice, or guidance that your spirit team or spirit guides have for you in regards to this connection. Okay, so now let's get into your reading. So these are the messages that came through when connecting with the energy of this group. So we can become susceptible to the temperament of our emotions. Beware. And then this was highlighted for me, be aware, which derived from this word beware here. And then we also have the message, become mindful of the voices that are speaking to you. Are they coming from ego? Are they of the past? And lastly, we have the message, choose to act with compassion rather than fear. When this message came through, become mindful of the voices that are speaking to you, I actually felt as if several energies were coming through, but they felt external from me. It didn't feel like it was coming from your spirit team or spirit guides. It felt like there were voices that were actually coming from this 3D plane. I actually felt that these energies were of people that you currently know or are in contact with in this physical 3D. So this might be family, friends, co-workers, people in your day-to-day life that influence you in some way. And Spirit wants you to become aware whether you are letting these voices, these opinions influence your decisions, influence the way that you feel, influence your day-to-day. Because a lot of the messages that were coming through from these energies were residing in ego and in the energy of fear. It is like they tempted you to doubt and to distrust. Your spirit team just really is wanting you to be aware of what are the voices that are influencing you. What are the voices that you are paying attention to and giving power to by believing in them, by adhering to them. And if they truly deliver you towards your highest path for your most benevolent outcome of self and the most benevolent outcome of all, or if they keep you in a state of doubt, fear, and insecurity. Yeah, but those are the messages I received for you guys. Now we are going to move into the cards. The first card is from the Heartspun Tarot deck, and this one will let us know, what does your spirit team or spirit guides think of this connection you are inquiring about? And we have the Seven of Wands. So I would like to first take note of the fact that we have a wolf showing up here. So wolves might be pretty significant for you guys. This might be a spirit animal, a power animal of yours, or you might have been seeing wolves a lot, be it in imagery, in your dreams, possibly for some of you in real life. And if you do tend to see this animal a lot, it might be a symbol of this connection that you're asking about, or it might be how the higher self of the other person in this connection shows up for you, or it might be how your spirit guides show up for you. Strangely enough, what I'm getting from this wolf is actually your energy. So this might be how your own higher self, or what I'm getting is your subconscious self, shows up for you in the 3D world. So whenever you do see a wolf or wolf imagery or dream of wolves, it might be your higher self or your subconscious mind trying to deliver a message to you. And whatever this message is, I feel it has to do with, first I'm getting your ego, or in terms to your fears, your insecurities, that which you have been suppressing and or avoiding. Now, the Seven of Wands is a very combative energy, very competitive. It is always on the defensive because it feels like it needs to fight its corner. It feels like it needs to defend itself, defend its beliefs. And there's this constant energy of fighting and attacking and resisting. So this can very much denote a very challenging energy. I feel your spirit team sees how this connection can be quite challenging for you. They recognize how much it aggravates your wounded ego, your shadow aspects is what I'm getting. That which you try to hide from the world and even from yourself, this connection brings to the surface and puts it out there for you to see, and possibly even for the world to see. And that does not sit right with you. That's kind of challenging for you. I'm seeing that with there being 6 wands here. There is so much that this connection brings to the surface that is uncomfortable to you. And it feels like it brings it all at once. And so it's kind of difficult to manage it, handle it, and rather than it being healing, it simply becomes aggravating. You know what I notice? Spirit, they're simply letting me know more about how you're responding to this and what this connection brings out in you. And there is this competitive energy. There is this being always on the defensive in terms to this connection. Now, I'm actually getting several energies coming through. It's like several different relationships, not just one specific connection. And actually, the number 7 is reminding me of the 7th house. And the 7th house has to do with partnerships, with relationships, marriages, long-term partners, contracts, agreements. And so right now I feel that there is a resistance in general in terms to your relationships. There is an underlying fear of connecting with others on a very intimate and vulnerable level. And I'm actually getting 2 different interpretations from this card. One of them is, it's possible that you're fighting off all these other relationships because you're trying to defend this one connection. Maybe it's the case where other people are against this connection, or they have their own opinions about it, and you just don't want to deal with that. You don't want to hear because it goes against what you believe in regards to this connection, in regards to what you feel about it. And the other message is that you are avoiding all these other relationships because they actually reflect a lot of what you are currently going through with this one connection. And it's painful for you to see what is being reflected to you. because the reality of the situation might not be so pleasant. And so you're rather trying to defend the illusion that you are desperately holding on to in regards to this connection rather than see the truth. It's like you're fighting the truth, you're fighting the reality of the situation. And actually, the last interpretation I'm getting is that this connection has brought about a lot of fears. It is these fears that have surfaced up through this connection that have kind of caused you to distance yourself from your other relationships, or have brought you to doubt your other relationships or see them in this not so positive light. I wonder if the other person in this connection was that external voice I was hearing when connecting with the energy of this group, where maybe this other person in this connection actually pushes you to doubt yourself quite a lot and to question your relationships. And in this way, they kind of seclude you in a way. It's like they poke the ego is what I'm getting. For example, it's like if somebody is laughing, this energy that pokes the ego would be telling you, you see how they're laughing? They're probably laughing at you because they thought that your joke was pretty lame, or they think that you're pretty lame. Are you going to let them laugh at you? Like, that's kind of the vibe I'm getting. They trigger you in a way, and it's not a positive triggering, it's not a triggering that helps you heal. It's more like it irritates the wounds that you already have, the wounds that you have suppressed. And it does bring them to the surface, it does bring them to your awareness, but not in a way that is conducive to healing. It's more rather aggravating the situation even more, just causing the wound to become bigger and bigger. I don't feel your spirit team thinks that this relationship or this connection in itself is one that is conducive, is the word that keeps coming to mind. Conducive to healing, conducive to growth. This energy is reminding me a lot of the pile with the pink message in the bottle, because it's like staying in the connection or letting this connection play out, it doesn't allow you to heal. It sort of was more like a catalyst. It was meant to allow that which you have been suppressing to surface up. And then it was meant to inspire that healing process. But being in the connection or allowing this connection to play out longer, it just keeps you in that sort of triggering state. And in order to do the healing, it's like we now need to get out of the connection. We now need to kind of let the connection rest and be, so that it no longer triggers you in this way, so that then you can start the healing process. Because this feels like a very rough energy. I just keep getting the word aggravated. It feels like something that just keeps scratching and keeps pulling and picking, and it doesn't allow for the wound to close up. This might even be the case where in the relationship itself, if you are in a relationship with this person, there's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of arguing, there's so much disagreements, and it's because you don't meet eye to eye with this person, and it is because there might even be a lot of blaming and pointing fingers. There's a lack of taking responsibility for your own actions is what I'm getting, even for your own feelings and emotions. That in itself does not allow for healing. And so I do feel like your spirit team at this moment is not really seeing how this connection is helping you. They see how it can help you in the future once you step out of this connection. But like being in the connection, they don't see how it's helpful. It's kind of the dog chasing their own tail. It's something repetitive. It's running around in circles is what I'm getting. And we kind of need to break the cycle, break out of this circle. And I feel like your spirit team is saying, you already know this, yet you keep holding on to this. And it's because you're so wrapped up in this anger. You're so wrapped up in wanting to prove that you're right, or wanting to prove that you're stronger, or wanting to prove others wrong, that you're keeping yourself in this energy that is actually wearing you out and causing you a lot of pain, because anger comes from pain. and insecurities come from pain. And so you're constantly in pain, whether you realize it or not. And your spirit team is saying there's no need for this. There's no need to be fighting your corner constantly and constantly being on the defensive and constantly needing to be watching over your shoulder. There's no need for that. And they want you to know, yes, you are this wolf energy, which is such an empowering energy. It's a free-spirited energy. Wolves remind me of leaders. They also speak about being in packs. Wolves are part of a community and they work together, and when they do find their tribe, they are pretty much unstoppable. And so Spirit is saying, who you're fighting right now, you don't need to be fighting these people, or you don't need to be fighting this person. You don't need to be fighting for teeth and claws for a connection, because I'm even getting that some of you are fighting very, very hard possibly for this connection, but the other person in this connection is not putting any efforts at all. They're not putting any work. They might have already given up on this connection, or I'm getting a bit of a disinterest. It's like I'm imagining like this stick being the other person in this connection and you're this wolf. And they're pretty pliant. They're just going with the flow. They're pretty much letting themselves be carried, and you're the one kind of doing all the work. And Spirit is asking you, have you noticed this? Have you noticed if this other person in the connection is actually fighting for this connection like you are? And I just heard a dog howl, because I feel like there is this resistance to let go, to move away from this situation, because there is a fear that this is all there is, that you won't be able to find someone, or you won't be able to find a connection that is actually decent, or that you might be left all alone. And Spirit is telling you that is not the case. There is a tribe waiting out there for you. There is relationships that are harmonious and balanced, that are meant for you, but we can't deliver it to you. We can't present it to you because you're too busy holding on to this one connection, to this one energy that is really keeping you stuck in fear and in anger and in insecurity. What I'm getting mostly from the Seven of Wands, it's a great sense of insecurity. I keep thinking of wounded ego. I'm even thinking of like the wounded masculine. And you don't have to be male in gender and sex to have a wounded masculine, because masculine is an energy, and we all have both feminine and masculine energies within us. And this does feel like a wounded masculine energy. So I do feel like your spirit team is recommending it's always your choice. It's your free will, right? And your spirit team really recognizes that, because in all the readings I have done thus far, they have not pushed to let go of something or to stay in something. They just pretty much tell you how the energy is and give some advice and guidance. And the advice here is possibly it will be best for you to let go of this energy or surrender this connection. And I feel like that's hard for some of you, because surrendering or letting go of this connection, it's like you might feel like you lost, or you gave in a way, and Spirit is telling you, no, that is not true. You lose by staying longer in this energy, because you lose all that which is truly of you and meant for you by holding on to that which isn't of you. But let these people think whatever they want to think. If it's also in regards to external relationships that you feel like you need to be always on the defensive because they are fighting you in some way, making you doubt yourself in some way. And also Spirit is asking you to recognize whether you're fighting these other relationships because they are truly detrimental to you, or because they are showing up or speaking the truth to you and you don't like that, or because they are reflecting a part of you and you don't like seeing that part of you, because that's the part of you that you have been trying to suppress or hide. But I'm going to move into the other cards, because this one did throw me a little off guard. because I'm getting so many different interpretations and messages. So now we're going to look into what is the purpose of this connection. Maybe we'll get more insight in regards to how Spirit feels about this connection through these cards over here. And we have 22, Divine Masculine. The frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. And we also have Choice. The 7th house, Mars and Libra. I'm immediately being pulled to this woman over here. I know she's meant to represent Lady Justice, but I'm noticing how she's blindfolded, she's holding the scales, but she's also kind of like hiding this sword that she has. And this other woman here is looking at her like, do you really think I don't see that sword that you're holding? It's like, bro, I can see you. So this is again reminding me of being on the defensive. And look, we do have the 7th house showing up here for you guys. So what I'm getting from this is that there is this energy of quickly jumping to assumptions. It's being wary and distrustful of others. It's like one wrong move and I'll cut you off. And her having the blindfold, it's like you're not even really seeing what's going on. It's more like you're allowing your fear to take the front seat, fear to guide you. And the fear is always constant, and it's always going to be doubting anything and anyone that comes into your life. And this fear might have surfaced up, like I said, through this connection, because it might be the case where the other person in this connection was untrustworthy or is untrustworthy, or they don't incite any sense of security or safety within you. And it's like you're asking and looking for fairness and balance with the scales here, but in your choices, you're not being very fair. You're not being very just, because you're assuming before actually getting to know the person. Because you're quickly assuming that this person is distrustful without you really giving anybody a chance. And notice how we have the heart here with the sword being impaled, and then we have like these legs or feet that are kind of tied down. So it's like we cannot move forward because there is a wounded heart, because there is pain. And this emotional pain here is not allowing you to progress in your relationships. It's kind of keeping you stuck. And for some of you, I wonder if it is actually this connection that is making you feel like you can't move forward. Maybe for some of you, it's the case where you are currently in separation, and the heartbreak of this connection has fogged your perception of love or relationships, or made you feel like you're unworthy of love, affection, or a stable relationship. Because we do have the rose here, and it's reminding me of beauty, but I'm seeing how the rose is turning away. I'm seeing the rose also is denoting feminine energy, and it's like you're abandoning this feminine energy, centering yourself more on this masculine energy, but on this wounded masculine energy. Our feminine energy is about receptivity. It's how we receive affection, and it's whether we do allow ourselves to receive affection, to receive support, to receive help from others, to receive love. Masculine energy is more about working. It's more about putting out there, building. And right now, it's like the energy that you're putting out there is one of resistance, is one of pushing away. Now, having the energy of Libra here, having the 7th house, the number 7 showing up here twice, some of you might be a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, or might literally have a Mars in Libra, and this might be serving as confirmation. Or it might be the case where the other person in this connection might be a Libra, sun, moon, or rising, or might have Mars in Libra. And if so, this might serve as confirmation. But if not, that is okay. This is more telling me about the energy. And Mars in Libra denotes someone who actually puts a lot of their focus and attention into their relationships. They seek partnerships. They seek to work with others. Yet, where Libra tends to be very balanced, very diplomatic, very just. Mars is very action orientated, can be quite competitive. And so having Mars in Libra, it's like you seek group settings, you seek to be in relationships, but at the same time, it's like you want to have the upper hand. At the same time, there's this constant need to be the one at the top, to be the one in control. This is a highly competitive energy, which we were getting from the Seven of Wands. And when we are competitive, I personally feel that it's coming from a place of insecurity, because we feel like we need to do better and be better than somebody else or something external from us, because we feel like how we're showing up right now is not enough. And so, like I said, I was getting a lot of that insecure energy. And then we do have the divine masculine here. And divine masculine energy, I'm being reminded of our solar plexus. Our solar plexus chakra actually connects with masculine energy. And our solar plexus deals with our sense of self, deals with our confidence. And so I feel like this connection came to allow you to become aware of your insecurities. Become aware of how your masculine has actually been hiding in this, behind this mask of strength and behind this defensive armor. Because masculine energy, when it's not balanced, when it's not fully healed, it can tend to be quite argumentative, quite competitive. It can tend to want to control the situation or others, or instead of being like this reciprocal energy, it's more of like a bargaining is what I'm getting. Like, if I give you this, what am I going to get in return? How am I going to benefit from this situation? It's like really trying hard to not be played the fool. It's like there's this constant fear of being played the fool or being left out or being ridiculed or made fun of. That fear is the one that drives and pushes one to be on the defensive, one to need always to be on the upper hand. And it's not necessarily because you believe yourself to be better than everybody else. It's more of a fear of being less than everybody else. And so with this energy, Spirit is kind of asking you to become aware of whether you are actively choosing partners or connections that you know are going to be challenging, that you know are constantly going to have you in this state of being on the defensive, that you know are very opposing. Because actually Mars in Libra, according to the guidebook, this is an energy that actively chooses opponents, people that they can argue against, but they actively choose people who are worthy opponents but who can follow their rules. Because again, this energy needs to be in control. And so it might be the case where these other ones we were speaking about might be past relationships. And it doesn't have to be necessarily romantic. It can be platonic relationships that you maybe seek out or are attracted to, because you know there's not going to be that sense of harmony and balance into them. And this might be something subconsciously that you do that you're not very well aware of. And your spirit team, with this energy of choice, they want to say that what this connection came through to show you is that you actually have a choice. You have a choice in what partners you choose. You have a choice in what connections come and stay in your life. Most specifically, what connections stay in your life. You don't have to stay in a connection that is making you unhappy, that is triggering you, that is causing you to repeat a cycle that is quite detrimental to you. You have a choice to let go. I mean, you're literally carrying this sword, the sword that allows you to cut cords. You can do that, but it's always your choice. And this connection did come through to actually activate the divine masculine. That was the purpose of this connection, to activate it and to start healing it and to start working with it. Because a healed masculine energy is one that is able to facilitate the expression of the divine feminine energy. Because the masculine is the counterpart of the feminine energy. And it's possible that your archetype is more of the feminine energy, where you are receptive. You're meant to be receptive to love and to a nurturing energy. But the fact that you have only been attracted by, or possibly attracting, masculine energy that is wounded, partners that are more of taking and demanding and judgmental and do not inspire safety, that has not allowed your feminine energy to fully come through and to express itself. And so I feel like this connection also came to show you that it's time to give space to a masculine energy that is actually balanced and healed, that is quite compassionate and generous and is gentle. One that provides security and a feeling of safety and has structure and is quite reasonable and does not allow their temperament to get the best of them, because masculine energy is a very grounding energy. They are aware of their emotions. They do not suppress them. They do not fight them. They do not become aggravated by them. And so this is about attracting this type of masculine energy into your life, but also embodying this masculine energy, where you're not fighting against your emotions and you're not fighting against love. You're not fighting against the energy of peace and against the energy of harmony. But instead, you're allowing that into your space. We do have the number 22 here. That number might be significant for some of you, but 22, or the number 2, reminds me of balance. And it is, once again, an energy of partnership. Relationships are not about proving a point, or are not about, competition. They're not about who is right and who is wrong. Relationships are meant to be a partnership. They're meant to be an energy that inspires camaraderie, like working together to create this third entity that is the connection and the relationship itself. So I do feel like there is a difficult choice to be made, because I feel like for a lot of you, this is speaking about a connection that you're currently in that maybe you find it difficult to let go of, and this is kind of the choice that you have been avoiding, a choice to move on from this connection, move away from it, to cut cords with it. And our masculine energy is the driving force. It's the one that makes the choices, takes action. And so I feel like this is about also reclaiming your power and realizing that you are the leader of your own life and that you do have the ability to make choices of your own. And one of the ways that will inspire this masculine energy to come through might be the choice to stay in this energy or to walk away from it, or to transmute it, Okay, but now we are going to get a sneak peek from Spirit in regards to the future of this connection. And we have the 9 of Wands, number 26, the Park. This card fell out in horizontal. And we also have Temperance in reverse. So actually, when cards fall out horizontally, I see them as either the foundation where the overall energy is grounded on, or a blockage or stagnancy in the energy. What I'm seeing it here is actually the foundation of the overall energy. Now, the 9 of Wands speaks about an ongoing battle. It's challenge after challenge. It's also an energy of being constantly guarded, because after going through so many challenges, what you only expect is even more challenges. And so it's having kind of this constant vigilance of what's next. What do I need to fight against next? It's very similar to the 7 of Wands, but the 9 of Wands is a bit more wary because it has been doing this for so long. So where this is a more passionate energy, the 9 of Wands is a bit more tired, more fatigued. Yet there's still this underlying energy of perseverance, or needing to keep pushing through, not wanting to give up. Now, having the Park here, it's reminding me of the phrase, a walk in the park. And we do have here the message, the park foretells a new love. So what I'm getting is that in the future, and I want to make this very clear, I did not state this for the other groups, but I feel the need to state it for this group. So this is a potential future. Do not feel like this will happen or that it has to happen, because that is not the case. Because remember, free will. But what I am getting from this Nine of Wands and the Park is that in this future, if you did decide to stay in this connection or maintain this connection, behind the scenes, constantly going to be fighting for this relationship, for this connection, to maintain it, to keep it afloat. But in public, you are making it seem like this connection is a walk in the park. Like all is good, nothing is going on behind the scenes. Like everything is perfect, like you have everything under control. And it's like this facade of having everything under control, of making it seem like everything is bright and colorful in terms to this connection, is what is pushing you to maintain this connection, to be in this connection, to keep fighting for it. It's more of you're fighting for the facade, for the illusion of it, rather than the actual connection. Because we do have the Temperance card, but it's in reverse. And the Temperance card being in reverse denotes an energy of imbalance, of extremes. It's like, remember, we did receive this Libra energy that is all about the scales. But when the Temperance card is in reverse, it speaks about an extreme imbalance where the scale is tilting. One is higher than the other. And so what you're presenting to the world versus what is actually happening in this connection are completely different. They are two complete different extremes. And notice that in this Temperance card, we do have an image of a person who is about to dress up. And it's reminding me of like an alter ego. Yet look at the expression of this person. They look pretty unhappy. They're pretty displeased. In the future, I don't see the connection improving. I just see you becoming more determined to keep this connection afloat. It's just you become more used to the challenges this connection brings. You surrender to this mentality that relationships and connections have to be hard, that it doesn't get any better than this. And Spirit wants you to know that that's not true. That is not true, because remember this message here, the Park foretells a new love. There is a new connection, new relationships waiting for you that are more balanced, that don't have to be this challenging and this hard, that you don't need to fight for them all the time. But it can come in because you are basing your whole reality on this one connection. Now, the Nine of Wands also speaks about setbacks. So I do feel that there will be a lot of setbacks in terms of this connection in the future. There might be a lot of being in separation and then coming back together, and then being in separation again and then coming back together. It's like there's this constant push and pull, and there's just this fear of completely letting go. There's even this mentality that this connection has to be the one, that this has to be the person, like you can't give up on it. And I'm not really sure where this is coming from. Maybe it's a fear, like we mentioned before, of being alone. Maybe it's a fear of failing. It's like if you let go of this connection, you might feel like you failed in relationships or in your relationship, and Spirit is letting you know, no, you didn't, because look, Seven of Wands turned into the Nine of Wands. This is letting me know that you tried your very best to keep this connection afloat. You tried your very hardest to make this connection work. And so you can let go of this connection knowing that you gave it your all. You did everything in your hands, everything you could do to make this connection work. And if this connection didn't work, it doesn't solely fall on you. Because it might be the case where the other person in this connection didn't put any effort at all. You were kind of carrying the weight of two people, the weight of two worlds. And you didn't need to do that. You don't have to do that. The Temperance card speaks about harmonious relationships, can often also denote soulmates. Now, I do get the feeling that some of you might feel like this connection or this person in this connection you are inquiring about is a soulmate. I feel that this is not often talked about in the spiritual community or in tarot readings, but soulmate connections don't have to be a walk in the park. You know, soulmates, they're still people. You know, they still have, soulmates are not the perfect person, the ideal person, and soulmate connections are not the ideal connections. Soulmates just denotes someone who is part of your soul family, someone who you have experienced other lifetimes with. Yet a soulmate does not denote that the relationship is destined, and it does not denote that you have to stay in the relationship or that the relationship is going to be all rainbows and butterflies. Because remember, a soulmate is still a person. They're still human. You can have a soulmate who is dealing with a bunch of stuff and might not be embodying their highest self and is still dealing with the wounded masculine energy and is still holding on to fears and old belief systems that are really hindering them from showing up in love and compassion. So yes, this person might be your soulmate, but there's other soulmates that are out there that are waiting to meet you, who might resonate more with you where you are right now and might be more compatible with you. Just because someone is your soulmate doesn't mean you have to stay with them or that they will be in your life forever or that they are your person. It just means that they are a soul who's part of your soul family. That is all. So it doesn't really matter whether someone is your soulmate or not, or whatever other label you want to put on it. What matters is how the relationship is manifesting in your 3D. How is it showing up in the here and now? And how has it been showing up thus far? Because in terms to the future of this connection, I do see a lot of conflict. There is a lack of perspective where you are not able to see from each other's point of view. So I do feel like there's going to be constant arguments, constantly being on the defensive, trying to prove your point, trying to prove that you're right and the other person is wrong, possibly putting the blame on each other, even coming to resent one another or coming to resent the connection in itself. So yeah, just be aware of that. But now we're going to get any last messages, advice, or guidance from Spirit in regards to this connection. And we have, knowing what you don't want helps you find out what you do want. Spend more time focusing on what you want and watch your belief grow and desires come. This card actually fell out for the group with the pink message in a bottle. And I was feeling like this energy was a bit similar to that group. I don't know, if you are called to also listen to the messages of that group, then I do recommend doing so. With this message, it's very similar to what we were getting here in regards to what is the purpose of this connection. I feel like this connection came here to show you that you have choices and that some experiences, relationships, and or connections literally come into our lives just to show us what we don't want, so that we can become clearer on what we do want and what we do deserve. And so I do feel like through this connection, you are becoming aware of all the things that trigger you, of all the things that make you unhappy or inspire unhappiness within you, cause you to be in fear, have you feeling insecure. And it's only to show you what not to call in. It's kind of to let you become aware of the red flags. And it's not so that you can focus on this energy, on the pain, on the suffering, on the triggers. But it's rather so that you can start focusing on that which you do want. So that you can attract that and so that you can gravitate towards that. And you can move away from those red flags. Because you do have a choice on what you allow into your life. And you do have that choice. You don't have to hold on to that which makes you unhappy. You deserve peace and harmony and balance. You deserve love. You deserve safety and security. The other cards that fell out for you guys was Perseverance and Unfamiliar Territory. These two cards fell out horizontally as well. And they fell out together. Persevering energy being in horizontal, it's reminding me of a stubborn energy. The bull can sometimes be quite stubborn and can allow their anger and their temperament to get the best of them, can kind of drive them to get in very unsafe situations just to prove a point. And there's no need to carry on that energy. There's no need to put yourself in uncomfortable or unsafe situations just to prove a point, just to feel like you have the upper hand. And notice when it's perseverance and when it's stubbornness. And if you have been holding on to or for a long time or fighting for something, after a while, after fighting for it for so long, we might even forget why we were fighting for this in the first place. We might just be doing it out of habit. And that's what I'm getting with this perseverance card in horizontal. So, and I feel like this is not only in regards to this connection, but in all areas of your life. See what is it that you have been holding on to and see whether you still believe in this. Whether it's out of habit or because you truly believe in this, you truly want this still. With unfamiliar territory, this often reminds me of coming out of your comfort zone. But what I'm getting from this one is the fish needed to jump out of the river in order to get a bird's eye view, in order to see its environment, in order to see where it has been residing. And so what I'm getting with the perseverance and unfamiliar territory being together, both of them being in horizontal, is that you are being asked to get out of your head a little bit so that you can see the reality of the situation, to even get a little bit out of your stubborn mind and make a final decision after having this clearer perspective. And it might be uncomfortable to get out of your old ways and habits because it has been your protection, it has been your defensive mechanisms. But it is needed in order to break this cycle, in order to move into new energy. Because being in the Seven of Wands energy, it only attracts more of that Seven of Wands energy. And I feel like for some of you, it might actually be scary to be in a relationship that inspires peace and harmony, because you're so used to this fighting energy here. It triggers some anxiety. And usually that's a sign of trauma. We can become comfortable in something that is not healthy for us because we easily adapt to our environment. And if our environment has not been a safe one, then that's what we become used to. And then getting out of that, it's quite difficult sometimes because it is a change and it's a very dramatic and drastic change. Your spirit team wants you to know you can do this. You have a strong will. I mean, 7 of Wands, 9 of Wands, you guys are, and perseverance, you have strong will. So you can make this change. It's not too late. I don't know why I feel like telling you guys it's not too late. You can create a change in your life. It can look drastically different from how you're living it right now, especially if you're unhappy. This is if you're unhappy of where you are right now. If you feel like even though you're persevering, in some way you're kind of giving up on something that is meant for you. This is if you're aspiring for something more. Spirit is telling you you can have that something more. You can break out of this cycle. You can choose differently. And the last two messages are from these homemade cards that contain quotes from the animated series Adventure Time. And we have, "You're a beautiful flower and I love to watch you grow." And we also have, "I don't think there are bad people. I think good people do bad stuff sometimes, and that's bad. But if you just do it once, that's a mistake. And that's not bad, I think." Okay, I feel this one is pretty important. And we also have, "To live life, you need problems. If you get everything you want the minute you want it, then what's the point of living?" I don't know if this might be some of you guys' philosophy. And I mean, to some extent it's true, but remember this Temperance card being in reverse. This is about finding your perfect balance. Too much of one thing is not good, right? So it's good to have a healthy amount of challenges, but when your whole life is a challenge and there's never a break, when you never really get to experience that feeling of peace and harmony, then are we really living life to the fullest? You are meant to experience the best of both worlds, the best of all the world. Yes, you are a warrior, but do not deny yourself that happiness and that stability because you are deserving of it. Okay, so those are all the messages I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I hope it brought some guidance, some clarity, that it was of some help. If you are new to this channel and you want to stick around for more readings with me, Kim, then please do subscribe. I do offer personal readings. All the information is in my website, and the link to my website can be found in the description box down below. Oh, and thank you so much to all of you who have been patient enough to watch the ads. That is a wonderful and simple way to support this channel. So muchas gracias. And yeah, that is all for now. And until next moment, bye bye.